one more thing. Um, this is crazy. Oh, hi. Thank you for joining. Sorry. Thank you for joining. We're going to be talking about today an an MPD employee. I used to know him as an officer, but as I dug deeper, information doesn't seem to be accurate. So I'm just going to call him an employee of Maui Police Department. If you're on my live in the morning, I talked about Isaiah Chang, who is a DOE employee who was just indicted on 20 or 21 charges of SA, a minor between the age of 14 and 16 is the age of the minor. While thinking about that story, talking about that story, I remembered we have the same story here on Maui of I swear it's an officer. And now when I was trying to find his graduating class, I can't find him. But he was on the Liquor Commission control for a while. So I just looked up his case. I'm going to go over it and I'm going to start you guys from the beginning. So this morning, I was, someone contacted me, somebody reached out to me, and they said that there's this story on this guy, Isaiah Chang, and he SA'd a girl, and the sister caught the girl texting the guy, Isaiah Chang, on Snapchat. So the older sister reported it, and that's how this all happened. Now, someone sent me the story and said, "Hey, this news story doesn't even share all the details of everything that really happened. It really like watered it down." So this individual told me that they have inside knowledge on what happened in that case with Isaiah Chang against the minor child, the girl. Okay. So they asked me, they said, "Will you please not let this story die down?" Because they said like it looks like they're gonna sweep it under the rug. So I was like, sure. So I shared the story, I shared the news story. And the news story had a lot of hints of trying to keep things quiet. Okay. So first red flag is they named him, but they didn't show his mugshot. So I thought to myself, well, does he not have a mugshot? Because news stations love blasting mugshots. Why didn't they show his mugshot? So I went and I looked for it, and sure enough, he does have a mugshot. So that was my first red flag when I watched the news story. Why didn't they show his mugshot? Second red flag was that the bail was set for $500,000. Hi, thank you so much for joining. The bail was set for $500,000. That says a lot because that attests to the seriousness of the crime. The third thing was the hush hush factor of the fact that he was a DOE employee. So that means he's a Department of Education employee, which means he essentially has access to kids. So the question is, what kind of access did he have to quit kids and how much? Because he got arrested last week while at a DOE event. And then the last thing was that they interviewed AYSO, the soccer organization, and the soccer organization said, "Oh, we checked our his background check and it came back clean." So, like they did their due diligence, and then he resigned from ASO in December. So all of that, thank you so much, Macy. All of that was just very like it has hints of they're trying to cover this story up. And really what it looks like is DOE is trying to protect their ass by minimizing the amount of information that comes out, because then people are going to be like, well, how come things think very bad? Hi Luna, hi Pomaikai. I am Macy Nolan. I am talking about Isaiah Chang, who is a DOE employee. He's 40 years old. Today, or a couple days ago, there was a news story that he was indicted on 20 counts of basically sex with a minor. SA with a minor between the age of 14 and 16 years old. So I had someone reach out to me who asked me, who said, "Hey, will you make sure this doesn't die down because the news didn't report this properly? And I know that there's way more information. So will you please share this?" So I did. I shared the news article and then I shared the news story. And then I went and I got his mugshot and I posted his mugshot. Thank you so much. I got the mugshot. I posted his mugshot, and then I went and checked his Ikokua, and I checked his what do you call his charges, and so they're all SA in the first degree, which means he had penetration with a minor. This 40-year-old man who's a DOE employee, who's Department of Education employee, who met this bebe, this young girl on Snapchat, initially started their conversations through Snapchat and then eventually met in person. So the 21 charges that were brought against him. Hi, North from North Carolina. Hi, Terrence. Thank you so much for joining. When they read these charges. These charges all state the dates, and this was just very recent. This stuff was happening like December, a month ago. So just a month ago. I'm not a racist, cool guy. I mean, I'm from Hawaii. So I guess, my preference is Hawaiians, but I'm not racist. Anyways, so I was breaking that story this morning about him, Isaiah Chang, right? And I brought all this stuff forward. And then it reminded me, thank you, cool guy. It reminded me that we have the same thing happening here in Maui. So now I'm going to tell you guys a story about, and I'm going to say an officer, because when this story broke, it was an officer, as far as I was told. But today, just before I went live, I went to try to find his graduating class, and I can't find his graduating class, which I find sus. So it makes me think that he wasn't an officer, but he is an MPD employee. I do, but it's more just a reference thing, Vanilla Gorilla. So I'm gonna tell you guys about this officer. Now, this Jesus is King. I'm gonna tell you guys this story about this officer, and it's gross. So I'm gonna warn you guys, it's absolutely disgusting. It happened this past summer. Okay. So first of all, it came out in the news, but it was still kind of hush hush that this MPD employee, let me see if I can find it. This MPD employee was being investigated. Okay. I'm so sorry. Let me pull it up really fast so I can actually read what they said. Because I was just reading it, but I was reading it on my phone. So here we go. Yeah, as an early recruit. I knew it. I just got it. Yes. Thank you. I fucking knew it. Because the person who he was under is Joy Medeiros. If you know, you know. Okay. So, boom. That's what I knew I wasn't. So, on July 1st, news broke. New Maui Police Department hire arrested for SA and electronic enticement of child. Now, oh, it's your birthday. Happy birthday, Cat's Eye. Thank you so much. I agree with you, David. Electronic enticement of child means that they were communicating somehow online, whether that's a laptop, cell phone, anything that's type of online. And it's where an adult knowingly contacts a minor child. Knowingly, okay? Okay, July 1st. Probationary employee of Maui MPD was arrested for first-degree SA and first-degree enticement of a child on Saturday, June 28th, 2025. The 44-year-old Kihei man was immediately taken into custody following allegations of SA of a minor, and he has been placed on administrative leave. He had been employed for only 27 days as an early hire, performed no law enforcement duties, and had no interaction with the public, according to a department news release today. The man, it says an editor's note. So this was added later. The man's name was not included in the initial MPD press release, but a spokesperson with the department has since confirmed the man arrested was Wayne Velasquez. This arrest was not part of the Operation Keiki Shield enforcement effort in which 6 men were arrested. No, sorry. I'm now I'm talking about somebody completely different. Now I'm talking about Maui. So Isaiah Chang had the 500,000 bail, and that is because it's serious crimes. A bail amount is always going to equate to the seriousness of a crime. Okay? So 500,000 is a lot. That's what Isaiah Chang is. Now I'm talking about Wayne Velasquez. He's Maui and was a new hire for MPD. Okay. So here's John Pelletier. John Pelletier emphasized, we are taking deliberate steps to reinforce our commitment to fair and equitable law enforcement practices, ensuring that the rights of every individual are upheld. As with any arrest, individuals are presumed innocent until proven guilty. The investigation remains ongoing. Blah 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 blah. Ooh, that means he's got to have a mugshot. I got to get the mugshot. Okay, so we'll see. So this is a news story, and this is the only news story that came out. Yeah, Terrence, we're fine. We had like some heavy rains and stuff, but we're fine. Thank you for asking. I know the actual story and the real tea about this because my MPD sources shared this stuff with me. So I'm going to run you guys through all of it. And it's fucking disgusting. So, about a year prior, so this article came out July 1st. He was arrested on June 28th. About a year prior, this Wayne Velasquez somehow starts talking to a boy. It's a young boy. I'm positive he's like 14. We'll go and look at the charges, but and I'm pretty sure the charges read between 14 to 16. Yeah, 14 to 16, but the boy is actually 14. So they met online through Instagram and started talking that way. Then it started being that like, oh, because the boy went to an intermediate school in Kihei. The boy was going to Lokelani Intermediate School. So he's like one bebe, he's one child. And so they started to meet up. It started very like just on the phone, texting, and then it just kind of got heavier. So then Wayne started picking the boy up from school. Thanks, Terrence. Started picking the boy up from school and dropping him off at home, bringing him home. They were having sex in his truck. One day, a neighbor mentions to the older brother that they see the younger brother, hi, AC Slater, the younger brother gets out of a truck down the road and then walks home after school. The younger brother gets picked up at school by this MPD new hire employee and then dropped off at home. So the neighbor tells the older brother that. The older brother goes and checks the younger brother's phone, finds communication between the younger brother and Wayne Velasquez, tells the mother immediately reports it and goes down to the police station. Goes to the police station, gets interrogated or, tells their story, has proof, and they literally waited for Wayne Velasquez to come into work because he worked that night on the 28th. He came in for his shift and somebody said, oh, hey, by the way, you got to go check in that room over there. Remember, he's only been there for 27 days. He's a new hire. He's like, oh, okay. He goes and he checks in. Boom, they get him. Right there. Immediately, he's placed on administrative leave. They question him. From there. They get his truck to get forensic evidence. Hi. Hey, hi. How are you? Thank you for joining, Jimmy. They get forensic evidence. And he's been put on administrative leave. Jimmy, we're talking about an MPD new recruit, new hire that has 30 counts of SA with a minor, a boy, a baby, a child. I'm positive this boy was 14 years old. Absolutely disgusting. Thank you, Jimmy. So I've known about this story, which, by the way, if you guys want, it's in my bio. Follow me on Instagram. I have a link in my bio. That link is rich. Rich. Okay, Piper. Is rich with resources and tools and information in there. You will find a document on this. It's disgusting, Jimmy. So I haven't checked back on Wayne Velasquez all this time. However, listening to the story about Isaiah Chang, that the girl's older sister found her texting Isaiah Chang, and so she went go check the phone and she went tell and report it. Well, she went confront Isaiah Chang and then she went report it. Made me remember this story about Wayne Velasquez. Now, back in June, this is what's weird. The only thing they had was a gun violence document. Okay. Stay with me here. I'm going to read it to you guys. Let me pull it up really quick. This is in my bio. It's in the link in my bio. Okay, here it is. This is what's odd. Okay. I'm going to show you right here. It's a petition for ex parte temporary gun violence protective order and a petition for 1 year gun violence protective order. Okay. Oren Satterfield is a detective, and here's Wayne David Velasquez. Okay. So immediately after this happens, I get word from my MPD sources. They give me the story. That's why I know the story. Yes, Pomaikai, they did say that. I get word from my MPD sources. So then when I go and I search him in Ikokua, this is all that pops up, in ex parte for a gun violence. And I'm like, what the hell? Hi, Life with Ron. Thank you so much for joining. I'm like, what the hell is that bullshit? Okay. And then we find out why. Wayne Velasquez has told the 14-year-old, I'm positive he's 14. It's just, sorry, my memory is not that good because this is a story I was told this past summer. And there's so much information that goes in my head. Anyway, he's only 14. Yeah, because he was at Lokelani Intermediate. Anyways, he told the boy never to tell anybody about their relationship. If he ever did, he would kill himself. He told a 14-year-old child this. He put the fucking weight on the world on that child, not to mention that he was R-wording that child, because that's a child. That baby doesn't know what the hell is really going on. And you're having grown people sex. So he told the 14-year-old child he would kill himself if anybody ever found out about their relationship. So the 14-year-old told the investigators that. So they created this ex parte to go and collect the guns. Hi, Oscar. Thank you so much. Oh my, you just put me on the spot, putting me on the big screen over there in Tel Aviv. Aloha. Have a wonderful day. Okay, so they create this. Oren Satterfield is a investigator detective who creates this ex parte to go and remove the guns from Wayne Velasquez. Hi, James. Wayne Velasquez's house, because they're concerned that he's going to kill himself. Okay, so let's look at this ex parte. This is where I learned a lot of information. I was like, what is this? Okay, here. On 12/30/2024 and on another date. Okay, so it says that's like the date that the detective, thank you, the detective needed to put a date. Okay, so then the detective needs to describe what happened. During a forensic interview on June 28, 2025, juvenile male, oh, never mind, he's 15. Hello, it says right here. Juvenile male, aged 15 years old, disclosed a SEX relationship with Wayne Velasquez since 7/17/2024, so for a year prior. Respondent Velasquez told Juvenile that he owns a handgun. On December 30th, 2024, yeah, girl, it's disgusting. On December 30th, 2024, and on another date prior to the day he got arrested. Velasquez told juvenile male that he would kill or shoot himself if anyone found out about their relationship. Velasquez is currently employed. Yes, I fucking knew. I knew my shit. I just couldn't remember where the proof was. Right here. Respondent is currently employed by MPD as police officer 1. I was right. It's just I went to look for his graduating class and I couldn't find it. And I was like, where is he? Okay. Velasquez was arrested on 6/28 for SA in the first degree. See the attachment. So this is what comes out first. These charges didn't even come out. They didn't put charges on it. They got an ex parte for gun violence. So if you go look him up in Ikokua, it's listed under gun violence. This is the first thing they put out. So they put this gun violence ex parte out there so they can go in and they can retrieve his guns. So let's see right here. They took out 2 guns, a 9mm pistol with the serial number, and then a Springfield Armory 45 pistol with the serial number. We also have his address, and then it says right here, the name and address of Velasquez chief commanding officer or administrator is Captain Joy Medeiros of MPD Plans and Training Division. I fucking knew it. He was an officer. He was a new recruit. Okay, now let's go to where, so there was Seymour in the attachment, right? This is what it says. So the attachment says, on June 30th, 2025, detectives contacted Wayne Velasquez while in custody to discuss our concern that Velasquez posed a potential danger to himself. Detectives told Velasquez that this was not part of the criminal case and just wanted to make sure that he was safe. Recruit for Diddy, you're hilarious. Velasquez said he has handguns at home and he wanted to keep them. The detectives asked for consent to recover the handguns for safekeeping. Velasquez refused and reiterated that he wanted to keep them. Detectives asked Velasquez if he wanted to hurt himself, and Velasquez said no. So, this gets filed in July. And so that's why, like, I haven't checked it since then, but none of it really made sense. So today, after sharing the story with Isaiah Chang, I go back, I'm like, oh, this sounds just like Isaiah Chang sounds just like Wayne Velasquez. Isaiah Chang, he met this girl on Snapchat. She was only between 14 and 16. They start talking. Older sister finds out. She reports it. I was like, oh my God, that sounds just like Wayne Velasquez. He was fooling around with this boy, driving him home. Thank God a neighbor was paying attention to the young boy walking home, jumping out of this Tacoma truck after school every day that was parking down the road and was like, this is suspicious. So told the older sibling. Thank God the sibling actually listened and went and checked. That's love. That's care right there. So I went today and I checked Wayne Velasquez charges, and lo and behold, he's got 31 fucking charges. His bail is set at $100,000. His last court date, he had a bench warrant issued on November 10th, 2025. Let's go down and see what these charges. Oh, by the way, he pled not guilty on all of these. No, so Wayne Velasquez is currently on administrative leave. There's no way he's going back. No way. Okay. So let's cover these charges. Let's see. His next court day is going to be February 9th at 8 a.m. He has Judge Peter Cahill. Let's go through these 31 counts. Now, remember, if they're charging him with 31 counts, it means that they can, in the DAI's district attorney, prosecutor, same thing. They feel they can convict on these 30. They have enough evidence to convict on the 31 charges. Okay. That's where they're bringing him forward. But they're also leaving some leeway to potentially bargain with the lawyer for Velasquez to take lesser charges to have a guilty plea. Okay. That's just like a fucking game they play, sadly, in the justice system. Okay. But these are the charges. We've got one, two. We have felony A, sex, SA in the first degree, class A, a felony class A offense. Off, and this is for the start of the relationship for July 17, 2024. He's got one, two, he's got two counts. So that means I'm Hawaiian. I'm Hawaiian with a little bit of Korean and Chinese. Very little, but I'm mostly Hawaiian. My mom's full Hawaiian, my dad's like over half. Because they just had a little bit of a mix in there. Anyways, so we have two counts for the 17th of July, which means they can prove that there was SA that happened on July 17th. That's why it's listed that way. We have two counts of SA in the first degree for July 18th, 2024. So that's 4 counts so far. We've got one, two. Okay, we got 2 more counts of SA in the first degree for the dates between August 1st to August 31st, 2024. Okay, then we've got two more counts of SA in the first degree for the months of September. So basically, they're saying they had SEX 2 times in September, SEX 2 times in August, and in July. Let's go down to October. We've got two more in October, 2 more in November of 2024, two more in December. We've got January. We've got February. Let's see if we got March. 1 in March, 2 for every month except 1 in March, 2 in April, 2 in May, 2 in June, 2. They're all in 20. Oh, hold on. And then it moves down. Then they bundle it together. They have June of 2025, and then the last SA in the first degree is for July 2024 all the way to December 2024. So it's like they're bundling that all together. Then the last 3 charges were on 28, 29, and 30. There's promoting child abuse, which is a felony, which is an A. And that was at the beginning. That's for January 2025. There's 2 of those for January 2025. Oh, there's 3 total for January, but 2 are on the 2nd and 1 is on the 23rd. Listen, I'm going to tell you something else I just remembered that is so sick. Like these guys, like this guy, he's a 44-year-old man who's SAing a 15-year-old boy, which their relationship actually started from when he was 14. So I wasn't wrong about that either, because he was in Lokilani Intermediate. But they were saying, I love you. Like they were in a full-blown relationship. I just remember this. This is what my MPD sources told me when I got this story in the first place. Like, how sick do you have to be to create a whole ass relationship with a 14-year-old? You're 44-year-old man with a 14-year-old child, a baby, and then you're coercing them into SEX, because really a child, that's a child. Yes, it's disgusting. That's a child. So you're the adult. You're the one that's coercing the child into XEX. And then they got into a full-blown relationship, was saying, I love you and everything. And the only reason why the boy even came forward is because the neighbor saw him getting dropped off by Wayne Velasquez, told the bigger brother, hey, listen, I see your little brother coming out this way. Brother checks phone, finds messages. I have a little bit, I'm Hawaiian. And then lets the mom know. I'm so proud of the mom that she immediately handled it, went straight in and handled it. Thank God. I couldn't, it instantly makes me think about myself and my children, and I would. Thank you. I believe Jesus loves me too. It's absolutely disgusting. So, trial. The next court date is, I'm gonna buy the indictment, by the way. I just didn't have time, and it's like this whole annoying process. So I'll buy it and I'll keep everybody updated. But because the boy is a minor, a lot of this is gonna be confidential. Like the actual, because they'll usually have like the complainant form, but that's it already says right here, confidential. They did not do a decline though. They didn't do a what do you, like a TRO, like where he couldn't contact the boy, which is pretty crazy. Yeah, bench warrant was served 11:25. Who is his lawyer? Is Michael Green? Like, are you talking about Green from Oahu? Yeah, see, there's all this filing that's all sealed. There's a bunch of sealed filing. And that's because he's the kind. You know what? Let me hold on, you guys. Give me a second. Let me go look if you get one mugshot or not. Cause we wanna know. You know what? Cause I was looking for a picture for him and I couldn't ever find one. But I don't know if they actually arrest him and when check him in. So let's take a look and let's see what pops up. Um uh no. So they didn't actually arrest him. They just brought him in, they questioned him, and then they let him go. Silly. So interesting. Anyways, I will keep you guys up to date on everything that's happening here. So February, mark your calendars. February 9th is the next time he has court. And all of this is absolutely disgusting. That's the story. Been waiting on that. Been sitting on that story for a while. Anyways, thank you so much for joining me. If you guys like this, if you guys enjoyed this, please subscribe to my channel, hit the like button. Basically, I investigate crimes on Maui. I expose the Maui Police Department for the corruption that they have, and I focus all on Maui. Isaiah Chang is in Oahu, so it's still in Hawaii, but that was somebody who reached out to me and asked me to make sure I share it because they just didn't want it to go silent. So that's why I'm focused on that. But I also think that needs to be shared with people. People need to know because a lot of times when somebody finally gets busted, that's not. Yeah, I gotta look up to my pull my the first when someone gets busted, um, that's usually not their first time, and that's not their first victim. There's already been victims before then. You know what I'm saying? So, as children, we gotta protect children. We always gotta protect our children, all the time. So this is why I'm definitely informing you. But if you guys enjoy digging deep and actually get like looking at the paperwork of things and knowing the legal aspect of things, that's what I do. So feel free to follow me. I will be really really happy. And I go live and we just kind of dive deep into everything that's happening here on Maui. If that interests you, hit that like button and that subscribe button. um well, Mike's World, awesome. I'm so happy that they were talking about me at work and suggested this channel. Yes, I spill everything about Maui, and I have sources in Maui Police Department, informants in my police department. I have a lot, just the Lahui, the community who reach out to me, who gives me eyewitness testimony. And then I just know a lot of people. And so a lot of people just share shit with me. And so with this page, like a lot more people have reached out to me, basically. So mahalo for joining. Please hit that subscribe button. This is all I'm gonna do for tonight. But I basically come live. I try to come live as often as I can now, at least once a day, if possible. Try to take the weekends off, and fill you in on kind of what's in any new updates in Hawaii. There's actually a lot of stuff going on right now, but just right now I was focusing on this. So thank you so much for joining. I really appreciate you guys. Hit the subscribe button and I will see you guys soon. Everybody have a wonderful night. Aloha.